folks. Welcome back to Wendy and Mark. Today we're discussing what, Wendy?
We're discussing blended family.
And our experience as a blended family, right?
Yes, that's
Right.
correct.
So we are a proud blended family of, we have two black children from Wendy's first marriage. And we are, we're going through the journey of what it is to be a blended family. Right, Wendy?
Yeah, but so I guess we're just going to discuss what our experiences have been so far. I mean, we've been together for 6 years now. And,
It's going well. My experience, having seen situations where two folks like us, Wendy was in her late 30s, I was in my early 40s when we found each other. And in a lot of cases, I don't know, it can kind of cause problems either interacting with the kids and or the interaction between two mates. That's kind of what I've seen. But I think, and Wendy talked to me about this early on when we first met, about making ourselves, her and I, the most important part of our day-to-day lives, and looking after each other and making each other important, focusing on each other's needs, would just create a good environment for the kids. And lo and behold, that's exactly what has worked out. We communicate well each other,
yeah.
and as a result, it sets the tone for our interaction with the kids, who also communicate well with us. I also didn't have any attitude or expectations. The kids are very well behaved kids. I mean, we've got a very intelligent young lady for a daughter who's very emotionally in tune, very calm, and our son is very happy and very relaxed, and I think they just take to our situation well.
Yeah, and you know the most beautiful thing about this entire thing is I remember after our wedding in 2019, we're sitting like on the dining room, and then our son, his name is Nashi, he just looked over and then said, Uncle Mark is dad.
Yeah.
And then he just smiled and then just left it at that.
Yeah.
And then after a while, then suddenly he just started automatically calling you dad without anyone ever pushing him to do that or asking him to do that. And he has been calling him dad ever since.
And Nanyasha, our daughter, actually asked if she could call me dad.
Yeah, much earlier before we even got married. I think we were engaged at that time.
Yeah. But I think that it's sort of, look, I'm not here to blow my own horn, but the reality is I didn't have an expectation and I didn't have an attitude. Like, I'm your father now. And I've seen this in people. People get into relationships, and for whatever reason, they have like these, I don't know, for whatever reason, well, because they're human, I guess. They have these expectations, like, I'm your father now because I married your mother, and so now you're going to call me dad, and you're going to act the way I tell you to act. But I think, and look, I just came by this honestly. I didn't try, it just happened, right? So that's why I'm sharing it. But we didn't have the pushback because I didn't push.
Yeah.
We just let it happen. Wendy mentioned that Hashay called me Uncle Mark as dad now. That's what we went with. We went with Uncle Mark because it was simple when we were dating, right? And I think maybe that's a tip, right? Don't enter the situation with the attitude that you're now replacing or becoming, and then maybe it'll be easier to become. And then likewise, I think I was probably, I didn't have kids in my previous relationship, so I was probably maybe a little scared, a little new.
That's normal.
So maybe in my personality, maybe that's what I did is I held back just a tiny bit, knowing I wasn't an expert. I didn't push, right? But anyway, that worked out, and I think I want to get back to this idea of making each other first in our relationship, because I think that is absolutely key. We communicate well, and we explain to one another what our thoughts and expectations are, and we manage those well. And I think if there's sort of one thing to take away from all of this, it's just focus on your relationship. Don't throw up barriers. Wendy and I were talking about this earlier, and you mentioned something about what do women normally do when it comes to their kids and their new man.
Yes,
right?
but again, it's not just the women, because I've also heard this from other people that I worked with, that as soon as people get into a new relationship, if there was kids before, like whether it's the man who had kids or the woman or both, then everyone just goes like, oh, my kids, I discipline my kids, you're not allowed to discipline my kids. These are my kids, whatever happens, my kids and my kids come first. So I feel like once you have done that, you are creating already this division before your relationship even starts. So if you, what I'm just going to say here is that if you don't trust the person that you're about to get married to, why even bother? Because if you're telling someone that, okay, these are my kids, I'm gonna discipline them, you're not allowed to say anything, and they come first out of everything, then
that's not a marriage to be.
It's not.
That's dating somebody.
Just keep dating. Don't get married, because marriage it's a lifetime commitment, and you have to do it with someone that you truly trust, someone that you deeply love, and if someone loves you back, they're always going to have your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
So if you're finding yourself in a situation where you feel like, don't discipline my kids, don't even say this to my kids, my suggestion to you is that don't get married to that person.
Yeah.
Just keep
He's
dating.
not the right one.
Because that person is not the right person for you.
Our kid's father is less than
Biological
active.
Father, yeah.
He's less than active. We wish he was more engaged with the kids, but even if your partner's ex is active, is engaged with the kids, it doesn't mean that that you both shouldn't be too. Kids can have 3 parents. There's nothing wrong with that. They can have 4, 5.
The more the merrier, right?
We've got a family member who married a man with 2 children. Those 2 kids are very much in their father's and mother's lives, and both their mother and father are remarried, and both of the step parents are active. So these 2 kids have 4 parents. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's great.
Yeah.
And if,
more Christmas presents.
right. And if there's a little bit of static there, that's all right. You just keep your distance. My approach to the whole situation has been that I've sort of removed myself physically from those encounters because a couple different reasons, but mostly because I don't want to affect them. I want the kids to do what they want to do with their father, and I want their father to act the way he's going to act, regardless of what my thoughts and feelings are. And then I talk to the kids about it after the fact, and I'm open about my feelings and how I feel about that, as I am with Wendy.
Yeah.
So that's how we handle that. Is that kind of everything in a nutshell?
Yeah, I think maybe that's.
We did some research for this, as we do, and I'm just going to have a quick boo here because I think communication is key, and it's the number one thing is communicating to one another and the kids.
Yeah.
I know what else I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
So,
what is it?
There was some tips and tricks. Surround yourself with other people who are also have blended Look, that's not really great advice because you might be surrounded by people who don't have blended families. But honestly, I think if it's working well, a good barometer of that is, friends and families members who love you, who you get along with, who respect you. They're going to be happy for you that it's working, and they're going to be there to support you if it's not. And this day and age, I don't think really anybody is new to the idea of a blended family. You have blended families that are racially blended. You have blended families that are, where the husband and the wife both had children, came together, bring those kids together. But I think if it's working, it's working because of the traits of the parents, and the kids too, right? Sometimes if you get a snot-nosed little kid, maybe that might throw a wrench into things. But again, look, if you agree that you're going to raise the children together, and you approach it from the perspective of you've got each other's back first and foremost, the kids are going to be fine. Yeah, the kids are going to be fine.
Yeah, because I see it in our children. Like the moment we decided that we were going to come first, like we are going to be, like I guess the most important things in our lives, I also discovered that the kids just became happier because we created this environment that's just very
even,
loving and even. And the moment, like any other couple out there, sometimes we have disagreements, and when our kids see that, like they're concerned, they want us to make up not to make out, they want us to make up because
there's a blooper.
yeah, because they love our dynamic together so much that our son tells us all the time, I don't want you guys to ever break up because moms and dads don't break up. So it's like one of the cutest things that he could ever say.
Yeah, I think it's it's important to take into consideration their feelings, right? As parents, regardless of whether you're blended or not, it's important to do those little checks and balance. Another tidbit is, make time for family meetings. You know what? We don't have family meetings. We just meet all the time.
Yeah.
Yesterday we were standing in the kitchen talking with our daughter. This morning we were sitting at the breakfast table talking with our son. Last night at dinner, we sat at the dinner table together as a family. Well, when our daughter makes it.
Yeah.
But we make every interaction with our kids and with each other a meeting, where we are concerned. We're all concerned. Even my son will ask you, how you feeling? He sent me a text the other day, how's my day going at work? He's excited about his new phones. He sends me texts and calls me all the time. But I think you have to care what your kids are going through. You have to care what each other are going through.
Yeah.
It's a big adjustment at first. We were lucky, I think too, right?
Yeah.
We've applied some things that I think are smart, but we were also lucky, and it's all worked out. And now we're able to look back at it and disassemble it and kind of say, what do you think the reasons are why it worked?
Yeah.
So that's what we're sharing with you today.
Yeah, honestly, I just also feel like, yes, and also the kids, they have to feel loved, because I feel like if they don't feel loved, then that's when you get a lot of pushback from them.
Yeah,
So,
encourage your new spouse to hug your kids and love your kids and say it, I love you, regularly, daily. Encourage that. That's something that you have to express. Hopefully you're expressing it with one another, or you shouldn't be married. Or I don't know, maybe you are married and you don't express it and that's your thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Give each other a pat on the back once in a while, but have that even kind of love with your kids too, right? Like the kids have to see that mom and dad love each other, but they have to see that they're loved by both mom and dad too, right? So that's, look, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. It's just maybe sometimes we just need to put it into practice.
Yeah. I mean, we're just sharing. It's our experiences. So this is what's been working for us, and we just decided that maybe we should share it with other people who are in our situation, or you might not be in our situation, but in the dating phase, and you're looking for a partner, and hopefully once that comes together, then you guys can actually, use some of these tips if you find them useful. If not, then that's okay too. It's just, it's a.
If nothing else, know you're not alone.
Experience. Yeah.
Very, very common these days, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So listen, we're happy you could tune in today and listen to us yang on about something like this, but we just want to share little bits and pieces of our lives as a happy interracial blended family.
Yes.
And we hope you enjoyed this, or you got something from it, or like I said, at the very least, you feel like you're not alone.
Yeah, I mean, let us also know in the comment section what else you guys would like us to talk about, and we'll be more than happy to share.
Yeah, or go ahead. Great. We don't have an issue with that either.
No, like any conversation is good conversation.
Yeah, and it makes it into our conversations about our next videos.
Yeah.
And about what we dig up and what we think we should put together for videos.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Until then, or until the next time.
Yes.
We're signing off.
Yeah. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends.
Share with your friends.
Yeah.
Share with your friends, please.
Yes. Yes.
And again, comment. Right?
And comment.
Let us know what your
like
thoughts
and
are.
comment.
Okay.
Okay.
All
right.
Bye for now.
Bye.